The enormous turnip. 커다란 순무. Once upon a time, an old man planted a turnip seed in his garden. He watered it every day, and soon it grew into a huge turnip.
It's time to pull this enormous turnip out.
He pulled and pulled, but the turnip wouldn't budge.
I need help.
So he called the old woman.
I'll help you.
She held onto the old man. The old man pulled the turnip. The old woman pulled the old man. But still, the turnip wouldn't move.
Let's call the little girl.
The little girl joined them. She pulled the old woman. The old woman pulled the old man. The old man pulled the turnip. But still, no luck.
Let's get the dog.
The dog came running. He pulled the girl pulled the old woman, and they all pulled and tugged. But the turnip stayed in the ground.
Woof! We need more help.
So the cat was called. She joined in the line. But even with all of them pulling, the turnip still didn't move.
Maybe try the mouse?
They all laughed, but agreed. The mouse scurried over and took his place at the end of the line. The mouse pulled the cat pulled the dog pulled the girl pulled the old woman pulled the old man, and together, pop, out came the enormous turnip. Everyone fell to the ground laughing.
Thank you, everyone. Even the tiniest helper made the biggest difference.
The end.
Once upon a time, one day, an old man went out to play. He planted a seed in the garden ground, and soon a turnip big and round. It's time to pull this turnip out. He gave a tug, then gave a shout. He pulled and pulled with all his might, but the turnip stayed in tight. I need help, he called with cheer, so the old woman shyly came near. She grabbed his waist and tugged just right, but still that turnip held on tight. Let's call the little girl, she cried. The little girl came to their side. She held the woman who held the man. They pulled together, yes they can. But still it sat beneath the ground, that stubborn turnip safe and sound. Let's call the dog to lend a paw. The dog came running with a woof and awe. He grabbed the girl and joined the line. They pulled together just in time. But still the turnip would not go, not with four, not even so. Let's get the cat, he gave a bark. The cat came prancing from the park. She grabbed the dog and joined the chain. They pulled and pulled again, but still that turnip didn't pop. Would it ever leave its crop? Maybe the mouse will save the day. They laughed but called him anyway. The mouse dreamed crank with tiny feet. He joined the line and took his seat. The mouse pulled the cat pulled the dog pulled the girl through fog and fog. The girl pulled the woman the man. They tugged that turnip all they can. Then suddenly pop, out it flew, and down they tumbled, 1, 2, 3, woo! They laughed and rolled on garden ground as the turnip spun around and round. Thank you, friends, yes everyone. Even the smallest gets the job done.